the other side was saying, not just the other side, people who were saying that, even Republicans who were saying this is not good for the country to have a Trump presidency. And so that's where that FAFO, F around and find out, came from, because they were able to co-opt Latinos into believing that they weren't going to come after them, that some of them, they were the good ones. We're the good ones. There's no way they're going to come after us because we're trying to get our papers. We're trying to do it right. Or, it doesn't matter. Like maybe someone else in their family, their dad, their grandfather, whatever, came over where it was undocumented and had to go through the entire process. And so it's like, I'm not like them. You always have to, it makes people, it's just human nature. It makes people, people always need, I believe, many people need a mechanism to feel better about themselves, right? And so in order to feel better about yourself, maybe you cozy up to whiteness because you think that if I do go to America or if I assimilate in some way, that I will be somehow indoctrinated into that club. You will never be racist enough. You'll never be bigoted enough. You'll never be any of those things. You're not. That's not a club. You were born into that club. Okay? Latinos, Indians, all Black people. And so you always in order to feel better about myself, I'm not like them. I came over legally. Okay. Not everyone is in your situation. And you should know if you came over here that there are hardships from where you came from. Why did you come here if everything was honky-dory? And so we've got a lot of people, and then they fucked around and find out all those people like, I will vote for Donald Trump. And then they were like, I need to vote my husband. And so now Republicans are finding out, too, that they are picking up Republicans and white people and killing them in broad daylight. And now they're finding out what it's like to be Black in America. So this is an F around and find out moment for a lot of people. And hopefully it causes some people, it shakes them into awareness, consciousness, or waking up, which is what the definition of woke is. Hopefully it's you don't see that shit. They don't like you. They don't even like you if you're not like them. And Donald Trump doesn't even like them because they're not like him. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Donald Trump is the gold toilet, skyscraper, seaside resort owner. He don't care about those people. Sure, they can come. I'm sure he's probably like, oh my God, when this is over, all these people won't be coming to Mar-a-Lago, but they are helping me pay the bills here. Do you think he likes you? Shit. No, he does not. But you're keeping him out of prison. That's it. That is it. So Lisa Murkowski is not the only one. Another Republican, Rand Paul. Listen.
It's President Trump seeming to defend Kristi Noem yesterday. Your thoughts?
I think one of the best things President Trump has done, and really people from across the aisle support, is removing violent people from our cities. So I think that's been a good thing largely, but it can't be done with no rules. And so when people watch that video and the government tells them, well, he was assaulting the police officers, nobody with any objectivity watches that video and believes that's what's happening. As the man retreats, with each altercation, he retreats, and then the woman is thrown violently to the ground. He's thrown to the ground. No American believes that he was assaulting the officers. In fact, the opposite appears to be true. So we have to get some rules of the game, and we can't have the government justifying this type of behavior because the vast majority of Americans think this was unfair, what happened. The intimation, or actually the explicit call to say you don't have a Second Amendment right to carry arms in a protest really flies in the face of most of our Second Amendment community. I can tell you I've been to dozens and dozens of rallies and or protests where people are visibly armed or have concealed carry. So the people who are saying this, we need to get this straight so we can have some kind of awareness if people go to a protest that they know what the rules of the game are. If videoing somebody is an assault, which most people don't believe it is, but that is assault, then people need to know that if you video someone, you could be shot. And so we need a clarification on all of this, and I'm going to reserve judgment on the secretary for now, but we need to hear from all of the people involved with this. And
So there, Rand Paul. You guys even heard yesterday, you heard Glenn Beck saying, this is not right. I mean, Glenn Beck, and you got all these folks. So if you are a law-abiding citizen, if you're a law-abiding gun conceal or open carry citizen of the United States, and now Donald Trump is saying you can't bring that to a protest, and what about the 2A, the Second Amendment absolutist? So that's why I'm saying this is an FAFO moment for a lot of people. And I hope you guys are listening. If you guys are listening, listen to me, my Latino friends who are watching, Latino Lemonheads, Lemon Nation, Black folks who are in my Indian, all of you who happen to be a minority of some sort. I want you to, because this is what I was trying to say just moments ago. And it may seem harsh, but it is true. And you see the very people that this is talking about, you see them effing around and finding out. And I think this should be a moment of clarity for all of them. Okay? Roll it.
You'll never be racist enough. You'll never be anti-Black enough. You'll never be homophobic enough. You'll never be misogynistic enough. You'll never be successful enough. You'll never be attractive enough. You'll never be rich enough. You'll never be smart enough to outrun the fact that you are not white. I don't care what you do. Whiteness is a club that you are born into, not brought into. Period.
For Trump, let's go. Vote for Trump. And we vote for Donald Trump.
And then not long after that, was detained and I believe deported. That is the truth. There are people out there who get it. When they get the wake-up call, they heed it. This woman, she was co-opted in the beginning, but then she said, when she's saying what Maya Angelou says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Here's a Trump voter. This woman knows.
He needs to get his act together, and our representatives here in Iowa need to stop following his lead. I'm not voting Republican again.
Did you ever vote for him?
First time around, and he did a good job, but then he got stupid.
What does that mean?
Means that he just changed, and it's all about him. He thinks he's God, and he's gonna take over the world.
Where's the lie? Where is the lie? A word from our sponsors.